State attenti. Good Stradonato wishes to remind all earnest Christians of the need.
Qui c'è solo il meglio! Verdura fresca di giornata!
What are you doing here?
Mercato Vecchio. Rebecca C84. One of those strange glyphs Sean mentioned is on this landmark. You should go find it. The center of Florentine business, the Mercato Vecchio served all the shopping needs of the city. To quote Antonio Pucci, a 14th century Florentine poet, physicians dwelt around for every ill, and here were linen cloths and flax merchants, pork vendors, and apothecaries. The Mercato was established first in Roman times as the site of the Forum, and only in 1030 was first documented as a marketplace. Staple foods from the countryside, like grain, were the most popular goods sold, followed by wool. However, if shoppers became bored with the basics, to quote a 15th century poet Il Panormita, there halfway down the street stands a happy whorehouse, which you will know by the very smell of the place.
There! On him! Sardine, 10 a 2 soldi! Oggi il merluzzo costa la metà!
raise your flag and the hero. You'll fight along this vengeance, soon they'll feel his fervent rage. Ye could die and sear me well, for your hour has finally come. The answer as your dirty smell, I bet you're feeling pretty down.
What? My pouch.
Oh,
my money.
your money! I don't have your money!
Get back here!
Make me!
You're making a big mistake, my friend!
Thieves. Rebecca C84. I bet those thieves can work with you to distract the guards, and if you start a brawl, they'll probably fight with you. Just go talk to them. They'll tell you their price. Renaissance thieves were usually wanderers who could vanish at the first sign of trouble, making it hard for guards to track them. Black market business in Renaissance Italy was booming. Muggings in the major cities were fairly common, as were murders. Often strollers were attacked in the dead of night, killed, robbed, and then rolled into the nearest river or canal. Even if a thief merely stole rather than killed, the penalties, if caught, were often unduly harsh. Torture was common. Thieves were put in stocks and sometimes even publicly executed. In order to avoid punishment, thieves often created bonds of trust amongst each other. Each was supposed to tell the rest his dirty secrets, which meant that each thief potentially held his comrades' lives in his hands.
Enough of this!
Madness! Enough indeed! Why don't you give up?
Return what you've stolen!
Would if I could, but I can't.
I really have no interest in hurting you. So give me back my money and we'll call it even.
Not so fast.
What do you want? Who are you?
They call me many things. Murderer, tagliagole, thief. But you may call me La Volpe. At your service, Messer Ezio.
How do you know my name?
It is my business to know everything in this city. Isn't that why you're here?
Indeed. I need to find someone. To know where he'll be before even he does.
Who?
Francesco de Pazzi.
There's word on the street of a caravan just arrived from Roma. A secret meeting at sunset tonight. You can learn something of Francesco's whereabouts there.
Do you know where it is to be held?
Ma certo. Let me know when you are ready, and we'll go. Ah, yes. Here is your money.
La Volpa. Date of birth. Unknown. Profession. Thief. There is almost no trace of La Volpe, the fox, in the history books. The name's obviously a pseudonym, but for whom is anyone's guess. What small data is available seems to be almost mythical. La Volpe is reported to have robbed the Pope's carriage without any of his guards noticing, including the Pope, who was sitting inside the carriage. One night in 1467 he was seen on the rooftops of the Palazzo della Signoria, the Palazzo Medici, and Santa Croce all at the same time. Some claim that he's immortal, never aging, while others say that his violet eyes can see through buildings, perusing the contents inside.
Follow me. But we must move fast. Think you can keep up?
Nessun problema.
Oggi il merluzzo costa le metà.
What are you doing back there? I said to keep up with me.
What in heaven? Razza di imbecilli.
Here we are. Francesco Di Pazzi is meeting his people inside that church.
How do I join them?
There are catacombs that run under the city. They will lead you to a place where you can eavesdrop on the meeting. Grip that stone handle. Turn it, then slide it down.
Thank you for all your help, Volpe.
Buona fortuna.
Santa Maria Novella, Rebecca C. 84. I know a challenge when I see one. Go find that tomb. The first great basilica in Florence, Santa Maria Novella, was consecrated in 1420, despite being unfinished. The famous humanist Leone Battista Alberti designed the upper facade, completing the church in 1470. However, Santa Maria Novella's origins extend back before the Crusades to an ancient oratory located on the same site, with a hidden tomb underneath. As of today, the tomb has not been uncovered. On a related note, one of my favorite quotes is located inside the basilica, written on the image of a tomb. I was once what you are, and what I am you will become.
How long do we have to stand here, Saverio? It's so cold. What do you want, Hilario? Messer Pazzi is paying us good money to watch the entrance, and the dead won't try to murder us. I can't wait to go home to Elena and tell her how much gold we made tonight.
That's you!
Merda! The door! Keep watch while I go look. This was supposed to be an easy job. I told you we shouldn't have come here. If I hear anything, I'm running to the other guard post. So help me God.
I'm with you, compadre.
Saverio! I'll be back with the other guards! I have to find a way out before it kills me. Yes, yes. I think I got away.
Basta! I have to find a way out before it kills me.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone! We're under attack! Guards! Kill the assassin!
Remember we took out the crash?
Et benedictio Dei omnipotentis, Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos et maneat semper.
Grazie, padre. Bernardo?
It's all here. Swords, staves, axes, armor, bows. Our men will want for nothing.
I take this gift to mean the Pope consents.
He gave his blessing to the operation. As long as nobody's killed.
We're all set for the Duomo in the morning, Signore. The bait's been laid, but it wasn't easy. His fool brother keeps changing his plans.
See, we'll need to be on hand to make sure Giuliano even gets out of bed for church tomorrow.
What is it, Jacopo? Do you think they suspect something?
Impossible! The Medici are too arrogant or too stupid to even notice. Likely a bit of both.
Do not underestimate our enemies, Francesco. Or have you already forgotten how your son was murdered?
We'll suffer no such surprises this time, Maestro. You have my word.
Molto bene. I should be off. I've some other business to attend to before I return to Rome. Gentlemen, tomorrow, a new sun rises over Firenze. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
Look at that statue. It's identical to one in the Villa Auditore. I think you've stumbled onto one of the assassin's tombs Ezio's uncle mentioned.
Now that we know the way in, I'll tag the landmarks containing tombs in the database.
I know where Francesco will be and when, but...
What is it?
I overheard something. They have weapons, enough for a battalion. Even the Pope has given support.
Typical of Sixtus, but... What the hell are they planning?
I couldn't understand the specifics, but it involves the Medici, and it begins tomorrow morning at the Duomo.
The Medici will all be there for Sunday service. Along with the rest of Firenze.
They're going to do it right in the middle of High Mass.
But it's also a chance for me to blend with the crowd, get close, and stop this madness.
If they succeed, if we lose Lorenzo and Firenze falls to the Pazzi...
It will not come to that. I promise.
I hope you are right.
I've distilled an elixir of lead and pomegranate. That's it. Come back anytime. He's here!
Children, hear the call. Kill the fiend! La gonfaloniere di giustizia will reward any aid.
My fruity! Yo, I don't believe it! Where in hell's name did you come from?
Get down from there! Ora! Now!
Next could be you, your son, your daughter. So great are these man's crimes. A private bounty shall be offered to him that brings his pertinence for his head. In city custody.
There he is! Lajou!
We must destroy this blasphemer. He takes the values most dear to all good Christian folk and turns them upside down. Not thinking for one instant that anything happening by anyone but the power of proclamation Christ. He must die. rise again. He must die.
Mortal, come good people, hear my tale of the man who walks alone. Oh, evil is...
There he is!
I want no part of this.
Another? Well, with all these foreigners about it.
That's
hardly
inhuman!
surprising.
Horrid thief!
Dio del cielo! What happened here? This isn't a...
He'll hurt someone pulling stunts like that.
Robert de Sable may be dead, but his brotherhood survives. Though less conspicuous in appearance, I fear they remain a threat. Where once they proudly walked the streets, making for easier targets, now they retreat into the shadows. It grows difficult to track them. What wicked things will they weave in the darkness? Our work will be all the more complicated for it. Already there are rumors of a movement on Cyprus. I will have to investigate. It's made me realize that our tactics too must change. It means an end to our fortresses, to our penchant for spectacular displays of public assassinations. We must weave our webs quietly, and we must do so differently than we have in the past. Though I ask my brothers now to abandon their rituals, I do not ask that they abandon the creed. This is what makes us assassins, not the removal of a finger, not a false promise of paradise, not the prohibition of poison. Our duty is to the people, not to custom. If we must sneak, we shall sneak. If we must use poison, we shall use poison. If our blades can be used without removing fingers, we shall not demand they be taken, and we shall not manipulate our initiates with lies and parlor tricks. We shall speak plainly and honestly. We shall be made anew. Over time, any sentence uttered long and loud enough becomes fixed, becomes a truth, provided, of course, you can outlast the dissent and silence your opponents. But should you succeed and remove all challengers, then what remains is, by default, now true. Is it truth in some objective sense? No. But how does one ever achieve an objective point of view? The answer is you don't. It is literally, physically impossible. There are too many variables, too many fields and formulae to consider. We can try, of course. We can inch closer and closer to a revelation, but we'll never reach it. Not ever. And so I have realized that so long as the Templars exist, they will attempt to bend reality to their will. They recognize there is no such thing as an absolute truth, or if there is, we are hopelessly under-equipped to recognize it. And so in its place, they seek to create their own explanation. It is the guiding principle of their so-named New World Order, to reshape existence in their own image. It is not about artifacts, not about men. These are merely tools. It's about concepts. Clever of them, for how does one wage war against a concept? It is the perfect weapon. It lacks a physical form, yet can alter the world around us in numerous, often violent ways. You cannot kill a creed. Even if you kill all of its adherents, destroy all of its writings, these are a reprieve at best. Someone, someday, will rediscover it, reinvent it. I believe that we, the assassins, have simply rediscovered an order that predates the old man himself. The hidden blade has been a constant companion of ours over the years. Some would say it defines us, and they would not be entirely wrong. Many of our successes would not have been possible without it. Still, the device has begun to show its age, and so I have been researching improvements beyond ending the need to remove one's finger to wield it. The first is the addition of a metal plate that can be used to deflect incoming blows. The other assassins believe it is forged of a new metal and credit me with the discovery of the formulae included on this page. It is better that they not know the truth. I have also worked with Malik to describe new methods of assassination, from on high, from ledges, and from hiding places. Basic movements, but critical nonetheless. The third and final improvement is the most simple, the provision of a second blade, identical in every way to the first. Should an assassin ever find himself tasked with dispatching 2 targets, he need only time his strike in such a way that he might reach both at the same time. These blades will be limited in number since the metals with which we forge them remain difficult to obtain. I will need to think carefully about who shall be allowed to carry 2. The apple is more than a catalogue of that which precedes us. Within its twisting, sparking innards, I've caught glimpses of what will be. Such a thing should not be possible. Perhaps it isn't. Maybe it is simply a suggestion. How to know? How to be sure? I contemplate the consequences of these visions. Are they images of things to come, or simply the potential for what might be? Can we influence the outcome? Dare we try? And in doing so, do we merely ensure that which we've seen? I am torn, as always, between action and inaction, unclear as to which, if either, will make a difference. Am I even meant to make a difference? Still, I keep this journal. Is that not an attempt to change, or perhaps guarantee, what I have seen? I have studied the ancient pagan faiths that came before this more recent obsession with a single divine creator. They seem to have focused more on the fundamental forces at play in the world around us and less on arbitrary moral rules. The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening. The tides ebb and flow. Grass grows, withers, dies, and then in time emerges from the ground once more. The air turns warm, then cools, and back again. Some hidden energy keeps us fitted to the ground and pulls us back when we attempt to leave it. Each of these movements was represented before by a god or goddess, each force given face but recognized as something distinct and powerful, which is not to say there were not connections between these forces, a pantheon of individual spirits, of rules, invisible hands guiding the progress of the world around us. And so here there was an attempt to categorize, study, explain, and understand the way things work, even if it was flawed, but no more. Now we are asked to succumb to a far more simplified explanation. How naive to believe there might be a single answer to every question, every mystery, that there exists a lone divine light which rules over all. They say it is a light that brings truth and love. I say it is a light that blinds us and forces us to stumble about in ignorance. I long for the day when men will turn away from invisible monsters and once more embrace a more rational view of the world. But these new religions are so convenient and promise such terrible punishment should one reject them. I worry that fear shall keep us stuck to what is surely the greatest lie ever told. What to make of this map? It appears to contain the entire world, not flat as they claim either, but round, like a ball, like the apple. But how is such a thing even possible? Stranger still are the lands it shows, great patches of the unknown, the unexplored, so many places yet to be discovered. Are there men there? Are they like us? And if not, different how? I should like to know the answers. Perhaps in time I'll have the chance to travel, to chart a course and make my way to these distant lands. We are growing larger. More make their way to our fortresses every day, men and women, young and old, from different lands, of different faiths. Each tells a similar story of having discovered the first part of our creed, that nothing is true. Too often, though, the revelation undoes them. They lose their morality, certainty, security. Many are driven mad. We must guide them, help them to heal. Their minds must not be filled with more fairy tales, but with knowledge instead. Let them have answers, and let those answers be difficult and complex, such as life. Soon I shall pass from this world. It is my time. All the hours of the day are now colored by the thoughts and fears born of this realization. I know that the elements of my body will return to the earth, but what of my consciousness, my identity? That is to say, what of me? I suspect it will end, that there is no next world, nor a return to this one. It will simply be done, forever. Our lives are so brief and unimportant. The cosmos cares nothing for us, for what we've done. Had we wrought evil instead of good? Had I chosen to abuse the apple instead of seal it away, none of it would have mattered. There is no counting, no reckoning, no final judgment. There is simply silence and darkness, utter and absolute. And so I've begun to wonder, might there not be a way to stop, or at least delay, death's embrace? Surely the ones who came before were not so frail and feeble as we, but I have sworn to be done with the artifact, to not gaze into its core. Still, faced as I am with the prospect of my end, what harm is there in one last look?
Could hide from a man this skilled?
Ammirate la finezza del disegno!
Dannazione!
Leave at once, depraved creature!
Shit. This is a dangerous place.
Get caught in the middle. Please. Non uccidenti, I've done nothing. Stop. Mercy.
Vergine Santa!
Please, get caught in the middle.
Isn't there a decency law that applies to just such things?
Has he lost?
It's mine?
Another one. These are evil times. Let's not stay here.
Bring me your sick and wounded.
You should feel better now, but take care in future.
San Lorenzo. Rebecca C84. One of those strange glyphs Sean mentioned is on this landmark. You should go find it. The church in which all the Medici went to die, San Lorenzo, claims to be the oldest in Florence. It was consecrated in 393 while still outside the city walls. Michelangelo designed the inner facade, with Filippo Brunelleschi, the creator of Santa Maria del Fiore's dome, designed the layout. He died before the church was finished, and several of his designs were subsequently modified. Containing nearly 50 tombs, the Medici crypt was intended to house the Holy Sepulchre, containing the body of Christ at its center. However, attempts to buy it and then to steal it from Jerusalem failed, proving that bankers can buy a lot of things, but not integrity.
Leonardo.
Ezio, so good to see you. How can I help you? Ha ha! You found another one! How exciting! If you transpose this word and move this line to the left, it's deciphered.
Attis, Dionysus, Horus, Krishna, Mithra, Jesus. Similar stories color their lives. Too similar, I think. Divine birthright, persecution, disciples, miraculous acts, resurrection. How is it possible? Perhaps it isn't. Merely a single story told over the ages, borrowed then changed to fit the times, evolving as our tools and language do. Is this tale born of fact or fiction? A bit of both? Could these figures be the same person, their life extended and transformed by a piece of Eden? Al-Mu'allim spoke of Jesus as a real person, a mortal who had mastered the arts of manipulation. But what if he was wrong? If these men are real, and if they have walked amongst us many times before, does it mean they'll come again? Perhaps they are here now. So many questions, and every day even more. We are obliged to hide, to be silent, to shape the course of history in secret, but some of my brothers and sisters disagree. They grow angry, insisting it is a mistake to shroud ourselves. They say it slows our work, but they do not understand the risks. To expose ourselves now would be too dangerous. I fear we would be branded madmen and attacked. So it goes. So it always has. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that men do not learn by being told. Instead, they must be shown. They must make the connections themselves. If I say unto a man, be kind, be tolerant, be of an open mind, these words will wither and die long before they've effected change. It would be a waste, and so we must maintain our course.